I have given you the right, Shivani ma'am. We can start in a minute or two.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. I'll wait for 2 minutes.
Okay, okay ma'am.
Can we start the lecture, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, we can start now.
So today we will discuss the remaining topics of smart contracts, that is events, inheritance, abstract contracts, and interfaces. Okay, so start with events. I'll share my screen first. So very good afternoon, everyone. Everyone able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the firstly we'll discuss the events. How events can be described in smart contracts. So basically, what is events? Events in Solidity, each transaction has an attached receipt which contains zero or more log entries that represent the result of events fired from the smart contract. Basically, why we are using events in the smart contract, when we want to store something, store the transitions on a blockchain network, then we can use events. So we store the data or information using events on the blockchain network. Okay, so each transaction has an attached receipt which contains zero or more log entries that represent the result of events fired from the smart contracts. Log entries represent the transaction outcome and are saved on the blockchain. They are associated with the contract address. Okay, log entries are historical data and are not used for consensus but are verified. That means the data in events, or we can say that in log entries, are always verified data. Okay, transaction receipt hashes are stored inside block header. An event is generated in the function body which wants to generate the log, and events can be used inside setter, not the getter functions. Okay, DApps and web applications listen for events using Web3 and can execute as JavaScript callback function that updates the user interface according to the transaction outcome. So how we can describe in the smart contract, just taking a one example. So I'll share my Remix screen.
Only mode खोला
Just
रहेगा.
take one example. Is the Remix screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so here is we say contract is we say contract name is simple. Okay, so in this we simply describe firstly we describe the state variables, address, public, owner. Okay, and then is we can use string public that is description. Clear? And the other one is uint public value. Clear? So the next will describe the constructor. In constructor, simply describe public. Simply describe that message dot owner is equal to message dot sender. Simple. So here we describe one setter function in which we describe the event function. So for describing the event function in smart contract, first describe it in state variables. In main contract, like event is the keyword and then event name. So suppose our event name is setter. So the first letter of the event name must be of uppercase. Okay, so this is the event name and the parameters that we described in the parentheses that we want to store on the blockchain. So suppose we want to store address, sender, or something uint value. Here we just store these two values. So end with semicolon. So how we describe in a function? Suppose function is, so we have already read that key events described in a setter function, not getter function. So here we describe one setter function, that is this one, uint given the value, clear, and the public here is this. So here the first one is first one we can say that this. So here one more parameter, string description. Here I think after that they removal value is equal to value, here description is equal to description. So or we can say that one more variable, so owner is equal to message dot sender who deploys this function here. And how we end this event using the keyword emit, the same name of the event, that is setter, and the parameters that we are described here, the same description represent here, that is sender owner. So in place of value, describe the value. So on a blockchain network, what we store after this function executes, it stores the value of owner and its value that we write here. Clear? So events always described in the function that updates the value, or we can say that setter functions or working functions, not the getter functions who just only shows the output. Okay, when we describe the event, when we describe events, that this this is make sure that you have described what data type you have described here, the matching data type value of same data type value described here. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि अगर आप यहाँ पे int describe कर रहे हो, uint describe कर रहे हो, तो यहाँ पे आप उसकी value int वाले data type की value दे रहे हो. Okay, the data type should be matched with this variable. Clear? So when we this compiles, automatically compiles when we deploy this contract. Error. Wait a minute. So चल क्यों नहीं रहा? So when we we have already read that this is worked on a Web3. or Web3, or we can say that the Web3 provider or injected Web3. Okay, this is not work. The events are not working on the Solidity. That means JavaScript virtual machine. So this transaction has been mined. Wait for moments. So this transaction has been mined successfully. Okay, when we run this function, so here just when we run this set value function, so value is 100 and description is so we can say that USA city. Okay, when we transact, simply confirmation from this MetaMask, because we are connected this smart contract to the MetaMask. So confirm. So this transaction has also been mined. Okay, so this means this data, that means owner address is this one 0875, and the value that we have sent is 100 stored on a blockchain network of Rinkeby. Okay, Rinkeby test network पे ये data store हो चुका है as a log पे. If we say that this is the log. Clear? This is always stored in a hash value. Clear? This is the overview of transaction detail. This is the log. When we run this function on MetaMask. Clear how we describe events? Clears everyone? So the next is just the next we'll discuss the inheritance. Just open my see the screen of inheritance. So inheritance means inherit from a contract, a simple one contract that can inherit from the other contracts, okay, which are base contracts. So that means inheritant contract from the base contract. So a contract can inherit from other contracts which are known as base contracts. The other contracts are base contracts, and the inherited contract is a inherit contract. Okay, when a contract inherits from multiple contracts, only a single contract is created on the blockchain, and the code from all the base contracts is copied into the created contract. General inheritance system is very similar to Python's, or especially concerning multiple inheritance. Or we can say that Python, if you don't know about Python language, you all know about the C++ language. In C++, we use inheritance, multiple inheritance, single inheritance. Like in a similar way, in smart contracts, we inherited contracts. Okay, Solidity supports multiple inheritance, including polymorphism. Multiple inheritance introduces problem like the diamond problem. This will discuss later. Okay, all functions calls are virtual, which means that the most derived function is called except when the contract name is explicitly given. When deploying a derived contract from the base contracts, constructor is automatically called. When we deployed a derived contract from the base contracts, then the constructor of the base contract is automatically called in the derived contract. Okay. So to inherit the contract, we use keyword is. Is keyword is used when declaring a new derived contract. Clear? So now we'll discuss one example of inheritance, how we use inheritance in smart contracts. So here we just describe a simple contract here. That is contract name base contract, so that there is no confusion in the future. Base contract. So here we describe the one function is uint, one state variable is uint public x variable. Okay, so then we describe the constructor. In constructor, we just given the value of x, that is 7. Clear? So here we describe the public specifier of constructor, that is public. So the function is, here we define the function set x. Okay. So int v, in this function we set the value of x. So public here. So here is x is equal to underscore x. Clear? So this is the simple contract, simple base contract. When we run this contract on, so here we just run on JavaScript. When we deploy this contract, I think something is what is happening here? I think just a minute. Just wait a minute. I will open this Remix smart contract on Chrome. Yeah. Actually there's a new version of Remix. I disagree the new instructions, so that's why there is some problem in this Remix. I just con just share the screen of Chrome. Yeah, this is a Remix on Chrome. Here I agree on the new instructions that given by the Remix. So here this is simply deployed this contract. Okay, when we so again, so this is the address. When we deploy this contract on this address, this is simply, so here is the, so here is the value of x, that is set by a constructor function x is equal to 7. When we set this set the value, a new value to x, that is, suppose we set new value to x is 10. So when we transact this, so here is 10. When we again click on x, the value is 10. So this is a simple base contract. So how we use inheritance from this base contract? So here we describe contract. Contract name is suppose derived contract. Suppose, okay. So here is a keyword, that is from which contract? So contract A, contract derived contract is from which contract? That is base contract. This one. Okay, then we start this one. So when we just deploy, again clear Z. Here is two. One is base contract and then is second derived contract. When we click on derived contract and deploy this contract, you can see this. The functions and the constructor derived in the base contract automatically run on this derived contract. Clear? So when we click on X, this constructor function runs. Okay. So when we click set the value 40 to X, when we transact this function and again click on this X value, the function will be a 40. But here the one thing you noticed, that when you run this contract, this base contract does not run. That means only derived contract runs, and it derived the properties, state variable, functions of this base contract. But base contract, this at this point of time, but base contract doesn't run. Clear? Clear? So here suppose we describe another function, another variable, suppose int public y. So when we again deploy this contract, you can see that here the y variable is also same. Here y variable is default value is 0, x is 7, and when we set the value of x to 7 to 30, then we can click on again, so x 30. Clear? Derived function automatically run all the variables, all the functions on the state variables of this base contract functions. It also run all the functions and state variables that derived in this derived contract also. Clear? So the one thing here is notice that when we deploy this derived contract, we deploy only single contract. We doesn't deploy this base contract. This is the main point. Clear? This contract runs automatically all the functions, all the functions, state variables, constructor of base contract, but base contract does not run here. Only derived contract run. Clear? Inheritance. So the next next we discuss is So next we have discussed abstract contracts and interfaces. Okay, when we use abstract contracts and interfaces in smart contracts. Okay, so an abstract contract has at least a function that lacks implementation. We'll discuss how we define a function that lacks implementation. Clear? So an abstract contract cannot be deployed. Why it cannot be deployed? Because it has lack of implementation. It has function, but that lacks of implementation. Clear? Setting a contract constructor as internal. When we defined the contract as abstract contract, that means the constructor visibility is internal. Okay, makes that an abstract contract. Setting a contract constructor as internal makes that an abstract contract. Interfaces are very similar to abstract contracts, but they cannot have any functions implemented. So interfaces can be inherited. Interfaces have further restrictions like cannot inherit other contracts or interfaces, cannot define constructor, cannot define variables, cannot define structs, cannot define enums. We have already discussed all these things. Okay, so here in interfaces, these things cannot define. So contracts are allowed to inherit interfaces from other contracts, and interface is created using the keyword interface. Okay, instead of contract. When we deploy, when we made a smart contract, we use a keyword contract. But when we made an interface for the smart contract, we use keyword interface. Here, so we'll just take an example of this using remix. So here we define one interface. So firstly we define abstract function. Abstract function is internal. Okay, so here is a function that lacks of implementation. Okay, so in 11th and 12th line, we define a function that is set x, that's set the value of x, but it has no implementation. That means it has lacks of implementation. Here we cannot write x is equal to this value, because if we write this means this has implementation part. So in abstract contract, we have lack of implementation. So when we deploy this, when we deploy base contract, we give an error. This contract may be abstract, not implement an abstract parents methods completely, or invoke an inherited contracts constructor correctly. Clear? So this contract is used as an abstract contract. So here we define a function similar to the above, that is set function uint x public. Clear? So here we define okay, so similarly the value of x is 7. When we set the value of x is 30, from 7 the transact, and the x value is so here is minus underscore. Again, we deploy this contact. Derived contact. Okay, when we give this value 30, so value is 30. Clear? This is the abstract contract and this is the simple derived contract from this abstract contract. Abstract contract has lack of the functions that has lack of implementation. Okay, and the constructor is always specify the construction specifier is always visibility specifier of constructor is always internal. Clear? So now we example of interface. So when we define interface, so here we use keyword interface. Clear? So we just name token to interface. So here we define interface. The name of the interface is token. So in this we cannot define variables, we cannot define enums, we cannot define anything, just define a function that is a transfer here. Transfer, and here we define some parameters like address from, transfer from which address to, and how much amount. Clear? So this is our interface, simple interface. How we inherit into other? So we already said that key interface is contracts are allowed to inherit the interface. So here we make a contract that is my token is token. That means my token is inherited from the token interface. So here we describe one variable, that one mapping variable, that is address converted to uint, okay, and to public, and it gives the balances here. So similarly, now we describe the interface function here. The implementation part of this function is in this derived contract. So same to same, everything transfer. So address, from which address to address, and how much amount we want to pay. Clear? So how we describe? So what this function public returns, we can say that bool. Yeah. So here is public returns bool value. So how? So when balance is from minus, because from address means the value is cut from this address. Okay, so minus equal to how much amount cut from this address? That is amount. Here. So balances, how much amount is added to this address is equal to amount. Clear? And then if this thing is true, then returns Clear? So when we deploy this token function, when we deploy this my token function, nothing is there, simple. So no, when we deploy, sorry. When we deploy this token, so nothing is there because it has function, but that has lack of information, yeah, lack of implementation, so it doesn't deploy. So when we deploy my token, it has automatically run this, automatically grab this function from interface, that is base interface, okay, and run in this contract. So when we deploy this my token derived contract from the interface token, then we see these two these two things. The balances is a variable, state variable, that is mapping variable, mapping, and this is the function. So here is address copy. So here we give three parameters. The first one is the address from which we want to send money. Suppose this one. And to which address? Suppose this. So we can check it one more time. This is 6-1 and this is AB. This means this is fourth one and this is second one. Okay, so how much amount you want to pay? That is 100. When we transact this function, this is transact successfully. Okay, when we check this, suppose A, C, B. So this address gives the 100 amount to this address. That means this address balance is minus 100. When we check this balance is, so here is something wrong. Okay, here is amount, here is balances. Everything is so when we this is 100, but when we copy this address, I think it doesn't show the value minus 100. Something error. But this shows the 100. I'll check it and get back to in the next lecture ki why this address doesn't show the value minus 100. But it shows when I run. See. Okay, I'll check after this lecture. Okay, so uh, you people got this point ki how we can create the interfaces and how we inherited interfaces into contract. Got this point? Any problem in this? So now we move to the ERC20 token. So Ethereum. So So the main topic is ERC20 tokens. Why we discuss all these interfaces, abstract contracts and events just because of ERC20 tokens. Because in ERC20 tokens, it is an inbuilt token. It is an inbuilt contract in which 6 defined functions and 2 events. Clear? Transfer, here are 6 functions and 2 events. So which type of functions and which events? So we'll discuss now. So transfer, allowed, transfer from, approve. So when we use ERC20 tokens, this is must that we must run, or we can say that we must uh, apply or execute 3 functions at least. Okay, so transfer function is used for sending tokens from one user to another, but it does not work well when tokens are being used to pay for a function in a smart contract. Okay, ERC20 standard defines a mapping data structure named allowed and 2 functions, approve and transfer from, that permits a token owner to give another address approval to transfer up to a number of tokens known as allowance. Allowance for an address can only be set by the owner of that address, okay, ensuring that no one can use the allowance feature to steal tokens. It is only set or run by the owner. Okay, so this is, so taking one example, let's imagine there are 2 users, the A and the B. A has 1000 tokens and want to give permission to B. So which is most cases is a contract to spend 100 of them, or in other words to give permission to B to transfer 100 tokens from A account to his account. So here is 2 cases. The first case is to spend 100 of them, that is get permission. A send 100 tokens to B. The other one is B give permission. That means B give permission that transfer of 100 tokens from A's account to his account. Clear? So the first is A, the owner will call approve function. Approve function means address of B, that means recipient address. So how many tokens to send? 100. After that, the allowed data structure will contain of the following information. Allowed means from address of A to address of B, and how number of tokens is 100. So if the other option is give permission to transfer 100 tokens, that is if B wants to later transfer 20 tokens from A to his account, B will execute the transfer from. Transfer from address of A to address of his account. How many tokens? 20. Clear? After calling the transfer from function by B, the balance A decreased with 20. That means it is 80. Because A would give the permission of 100 tokens. A would give the permission of 100 tokens to B. After sending 20 tokens from B to his account, the left tokens are 80. That means allowed information is address of A to B. Now remaining tokens that we can send in future from A to B is 80, because B has already sent by 20 tokens have already sent by B to his account. Clear? Clear this example? So now we run on Ethereum Remix. Firstly, we describe the ERC20 tokens. Contract ERC20. Okay, which type of functions are described in ERC20, and we can say that events. So function total supply public view returns. View into value. The next function is balance of, that is token owner public view returns. The another function is function transfer from which address to unit tokens public returns. Okay, here we describe 3 functions in ERC, but it has 6 functions and 2 events. We can describe all of them here, but we run only 3 in derived context. Okay, so I will describe all the functions and 2 events. What is inbuilt functions and inbuilt 2 events in described in ERC. So the next one is allowance, address, token owner, or we can say that address is spender. Okay, public view that returns viewing remaining value. The next function is approve. That approves this address from address to and viewing tokens. Public tokens. The last function is transfer from. Address from, address to, viewing tokens, public returns. So here are 3 functions. So, sorry, here is this of spender. Just money, spender and viewing tokens. So these are 6 functions: the total supply and balances of transfer, allowance, approve, transfer from. Okay, we have already discussed, and 2 events that store the log of this. The first one is transfer, defined in transfer function. So here what we want to store on a blockchain, that is address indexed from, okay, address indexed to or uint how many tokens. The next event is defined in approve, that is approval. So here what we want to store on a blockchain is address, index from address, indexed spender, this one token space. So here is your tokens. Clear? So in when we define ERC20 token, or we can say that the name is ERC20 interface. So these 6 inbuilt functions and 2 events. When we run ERC20 interface, these all functions must run by the contract and these 2 events. But now we just run 3 functions. We just define 3 functions in the derived contract and 1 event to just run this ERC20 token. Okay, so we make a contract, that is derived contract cryptos is ERC interface. Okay, ERC20, what is ERC20? So I'll just give you a brief introduction about ERC20. Yeah. So ERC20 is designed to represent something else in most cases, something of value, but also things like voting rights, discount vouchers, and so on. So token is designed to represent this. It can represent any fungible trading good. Okay, so there are thousands of tokens on a blockchain. Clear? So ERC stands for Ethereum Request for Comments, and it is a form of proposal whose purpose is to define standards and practice. EIP stands for Ethereum Improvement Proposal and makes changes to the actual code of Ethereum. ERC is just guidance on how to use different features of Ethereum. ERC20 is a proposal that intends to standardize how a token contract should be defined, how we interact with such a token contract, and how these contracts interact with each other. Here, ERC is a standard interface used by applications like wallets, decentralized exchanges, and so on to interact with tokens. Okay, we need a token standard for interoperability. If all tokens created on an Ethereum network use the same standard, these tokens will be easily exchangeable and be able to immediately work with dApps that use ERC20 standard. We use the same wallet in which we store Ether to buy, sell, or transfer a token. That means we have created an account on MetaMask. The same account we can use for sending or buying tokens. Clear? But we actually interact with the contract. That is a token contract, or that will be the smart contract, and that created tokens in the first place, and that handles the allocation tracking of these contracts across Ethereum network. A token holder has full control and complete ownership of their tokens. Clear? The tokens contract keep track of token ownership in the same way the Ethereum network keeps track of who owns Ether. Clear? A full compatible ERC20 token must implement 6 functions and 2 events that have been described in Remix. So 6 functions and 2 events. There are thousands of ERC20 token contracts that are defined on this. We can open this. You can see that these all are tokens. Tether, BNB, Uniswap, Theta token, Chainlink token, USD tokens. These are all tokens used for Ethereum. Clear? There are thousands of tokens. So there are thousands of ERC20 tokens contract defined on this. There are tokens that are fully ERC compliant and tokens that are only partially ERC compliant. Fully ERC compliant means when we deploy or implement all the 6 functions and 2 events. Okay, partially ERC compliant means when we deploy at least 3 functions from this token contract. Okay. So here we just comments the last three one and we just define the first three one. How we define the function? Similarly, the same way. Firstly, we define the state variables. Before defining the functions, we just define the state variables and constructor. String, public, the name. The name we give is cryptos. Because here we talk about cryptocurrency. Here. The next state variable is string public symbol, and the symbol of this crypto is CRY. CRYT. Viewant public, the supply of the account and address of the owner. I think these are enough variables to define these functions. So here describe the mapping variable, mapping address joint public that describes the balances. Okay, mapping address, again mapping of, there is no need because we have not used the flange function. Yeah. Clear? So these are 4 variables, state variables. The one is mapping variable. Now we define the first three functions. Okay, the first one is here simply return the uint value. So in uint we just return the balances. Here. So supply. Balances. So when we run this sorry. Not implement an abstract appearance method completely. Here we does not define a constructor. We define constructor. So owner is equal to message dot sender. Okay, the total supply given to the owner, we can say that 10,000. Okay, balances of owner is equal to supply. Now we are able to run this contract. So when we deploy the it just deploys on. So because we are working on, so in this remix platform there are no option to add tokens, so we are working on a MetaMask. So here with this, so firstly we just use add token when some when we connect with the this account. Okay, so when we deploy this contract, why it is not working? Just wait a minute. Means that not implement an abstract pair method completely. Just wait a minute. I'll check. Unit balance balances. Yeah, this is. So, just give me 2 minutes, I'll get back. So, here is the full code. That is the 3 function. Okay, I have just opened the previous file that I have made during practice. Okay, these have the 3 functions. Okay, and this is the constructor of same. When we defined here is founder, we defined owner, and we defined 3 functions. These 3 functions are commented, and these are 2 events. The here is we have just run the first one event. Okay, this is the simple scriptos. This one cryptos crpt, and there is no need of decimal. And here is supply. We defined owner, here is founder. Okay, this is a mapping variable. So here we defined just event and constructor. So when we simply firstly run this only total supply function. Yeah. When we deploy this, ये भी नहीं run हो रहा. I don't know why this error is happening, why this error comes. So we'll discuss in the next class. I will check through check all this contract and get back to the next lecture that what is the error and why this comes, because I didn't get this error earlier. I don't know why this error comes. So we are stopping this here. I just out of my mind ki why this error comes. So Sakshi ma'am,
Yes, Shivani ma'am.
I'm just get I just मुझे ये पता नहीं चल रहा कि क्यों आ रहा है एरर.
Okay,
तो
no issues, Shivani ma'am.
ठीक है, तो अगर किसी को इवेंट्स इनहेरिटेंस और एब्स्ट्रैक्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स में उसमें कोई दिक्कत है तो वो आप पूछ सकते हो अभी. ये हम
So
कल
anyone having any doubt with the lecture today?
Hello, ma'am.
Ma'am, I don't think
हाँ
so.
जी
What's the basic difference between an interface or contract?
sorry I didn't get your point. What are you asking?
What's the basic difference between a contract and an interface?
हेलो
Hello,
हेलो हाँ जी
ma'am. What's the basic difference between a contract and an interface?
नथिंग नथिंग कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है दोनों में बस जस्ट हम इंटरफेस में हम जैसे मैंने बताया कि जैसे हमने ईआरसी टोकन में हमें 6 फंक्शंस एंड मतलब हम दो तरह से उसे कंप्लाइंट कर सकते हैं या तो हम उसे फुली कंप्लाइंट करेंगे या फिर हम उसे हाफ कंप्लाइंट करेंगे दैट मीन्स एटलीस्ट 3 फंक्शंस एंड 1 इवेंट
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
ठीक है ना तो बस यही डिफरेंस है अदरवाइज इन दोनों में कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है
And ma'am, what's an event?
Events are just why we are introducing events in the smart contracts just store the history of our smart contract on a blockchain network in a hash form. Okay, so when we run a particular function that have events, the values that we have described in this argument list, that all are stored on a blockchain in the form of hash for future use.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Hmm.
Anyone else having any doubt? Shivani, I think we can wind up now. There are no doubts.
Okay, okay, ma'am. ठीक है, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Shivani ma'am. And Monday we won't be having any session because of Holi, and we'll see the next day. Then session will be carried out on the next day. Instead of 20th, we'll be having the session on 30th now. And the attendance link is there in the chat window. Just check your chat window and submit your attendance within next 10 minutes. Thank you, everyone.